let me attempt to, I don't know why I made some weird movements there. Let me attempt to impart some rubbish wisdom on you from this incredibly oversized noggin that's full mostly of horror films and things like that. Anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about university education and college and things like that. Now, I went to university sort of a little bit later than some people did. I didn't go straight after school. I actually went to college straight after school and flunked. But then I went and worked for a few years in nightclubs, and then I decided that I wanted to go and get a degree and all that sort of stuff. So I then had to go and get the qualifications I needed to get into university, and then once I was there, I had to spend 4 years there getting qualification, and then I had to spend a few years doing a master's in research methods and statistics, which I'm just finishing now, but because I'm doing it part time, it's taking me a few years to get it. But anyway, so what I wanted to say was I think that I'm in a situation, probably should admit this publicly, but I'm in a situation where I, at the moment, genuinely do not see me having a happy existence within the subjects that I've pursued. I don't see me having a job that I'm going to love. Now, that's a big thing, you know, because we're talking about like, I mean, I've done a lot of other things over the same time, but you know, for the last 8 years, 7 or 8 years, I've been just studying for the outcome, which is, you know, in the next couple of months I'm going to finish, and that'll be me. And I'd actually be able to go and register as a psychologist and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, but I don't really want to. It's kind of it's a horrible situation to be in, because the amount of time that you've put in, you know, and by the time you get in your late 20s, people are really like, you know, you should be thinking about, you know, what you're going to do for the rest of your life. I don't kind of think that way, but you know, I agree that, you know, people should think at least about the courses that they do. But the problem is, when you're a bit younger, you don't. Now, I went into psychology because I'd always been interested in it. I'd read a lot of sort of general reference psychology books, been pretty into it, and I thought I could do it. I could maybe become a counsellor, go and do my degree, and then do a postgrad in counselling. So I did. So I did my entry course to get into university, and that was fine. A little bit of that was on psychology, sociology, stuff like that. And then I did my first year. Now, my first year in university, the way my university did it, where it was, we had 5 subjects. I had psychology, sociology, English, politics, and history. And then I could choose 2 of them to go into my second year. And then after second year, which I did by the way, I chose sociology and psychology. And then after second year, I could choose either to finish off my degree as a joint degree, which means I would do both psychology and sociology, or just psychology. Now, sociology had become really dry by then for me, so I just studied psychology. And I did that for my 3rd and 4th year, and then I did my dissertation and got my degree. But I have to say, I never listened to that little voice inside me during my first year that was saying, no, psychology's not for you. I've always been a sort of creative person, you know, a bum, yep, but you know, a creative person. And I think I would have enjoyed doing, you know, continuing my English. I could have done psychology and English. It wouldn't have affected my job prospects if I had decided to do a postgrad in psychology afterwards. The point is, I should have been studying at university something that I loved, and that's more important than anything else. And I have grilled, that's not even a word I don't think, but I have pulled myself through a lot of bad things going on in my life, and a lot of few tragedies, but we all have them, and health issues and things like that, while I've been doing all of this, just to walk away with a good qualification that basically I don't want to use. And that's not a situation you want to find yourself in. So if you are, so here's two things I would suggest to you if you're going to go to college or go to university. First of all, just remember, no decision you make with your career is final, right? You may go to university and do a course and you might end up hating it. And if you're hating it, think about it. Do you hate the fact that, do you hate the structure of it, the structure of the class and things like that? Or do you hate the subject? Or do you dislike the subject, do you not have a passion for it? Because if it's the subject, then there's a real problem, and you shouldn't really pursue that. If you're not interested in it, you don't have a passion for it, you shouldn't pursue it. Find something else, find your own passion. If it's just maybe you don't like your lecturers or the workload or whatever, but you are really, really interested in the subject, then I would say probably keep going. As long as you're passionate about it, that's all that matters. And you will find times when you hate it, but you will keep going. Anyway, I really wish that I had done qualifications and other things, and I really hope other people don't make that mistake. I'm sure many people will and have done, and it's hard, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm interested in psychology, but not to the degree that I think I should be. I'm much more interested in film and literature and stuff like that. But anyway, that's my little bit of advice, if there was any advice in that, or was it just autobiographical? I can't even speak. Autobiographical. Yeah, just be careful. Do your own thing. Remember, it's never too late to change what you're doing. And the second thing I was going to say is, don't rush into it. If you want to go to university or college later on, then by all means do that, because it is a good idea to go out and work and get all that sort of good life experience before you go to university. And you can still go in your early 20s and have had an amount of experience, and you'll take that on with you. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I hope you don't make the same mistake, and follow your dreams no matter what anyone says. And that's it. A lot of people will say, bullshit, get a job, you bum. Well, we come from different worlds.